house is finished, and today the ceremony to walk around the house 3 times and free to enter. Don't do this in the UK. I suppose most houses in the UK don't have any land to walk around these days. It's supposed to take place at 7 o'clock. It's 10 past 7 now. And hard to believe, but they got up at 2 o'clock this morning to make preparation for this. I went back to bed. And I must have been tired because despite all the noise, I slept. The big piles of earth that were in front of the house were moved by one boy. Fantastic amount of work. We left to go to Conken. When we came back, he had done all that. We've decided we are going to knock the old house down. It's going to be a big sala. So today is the day, and it's taken 133 days from the time the builders came onto the land and made their camp until the time I finished. They finished up building the house. 2 building points that I'd like to mention. In earlier videos I've been reluctant to stand over people as they work. You can see that we now have railings all the way around the house. They look quite nice. And one of the old men, and he was old, said to my wife how unusual it was for a Farang, that's the Westerner, not to stand over them when they were working, and how pleased he was that I wasn't. He said sometimes the Westerner is such a pest that they can't wait to get away from there. And although they don't do a bad job deliberately, they may not do the best job. The Thais use the expression stealing a chicken, which means do something and get away as quick as you can. So that was the one point. The other point I have not mentioned relating to the building of the house, just in the gap there where the lady's walking now, I couldn't make out why it was that God knows how many buckets of dirty water were being thrown out into the space on the floor. It finally dawned on me what happened. The walls were being skimmed, but say for example it took an hour to skim the wall, it would then take them almost 2 hours to wash or wipe that wall with sponges and sometimes a brush in order to work the cement so as to bring about a very smooth surface. The lower walls of the house below the barriers were not treated like that, but everywhere else, and particularly the internal walls, they were all... There's a car coming in and someone shouting at me. It's all happening. Pardon me. The internal walls are like they'd be in the UK with plaster on them. They are very smooth. Now, one could say that that work was unnecessary. I don't, because it feels great. It's smooth to the touch. And one could say that if one put lots of paint on the walls, that no one would know the difference. So I'm not saying that builders who do not work the cement are bad builders, but it is indicative of the fact that my builders were so good that they took the trouble to do it. So that's the building thing, and now that the building's complete, I can't say that I'll be preaching to anybody anymore relating to that. The house is ready, it's done. I think there's one small thing. I think one tap doesn't work in one bathroom for some reason. That'll be sorted today. And today, of course, because the house is finished, we make our final payment for the house. and all the accounting adjustments because we bought a lot of stuff ourselves. Just to mention that the railings around the house were not part of the building contract, so we had to pay for that separate. The windows and doors were put in 3 installments. That's on the first day they came with a pickup truck for only the frames. Then about 4 days later they came with the glass which was put in, and then 2 days ago they came and fitted the mosquito screens all around the house. Likewise, the mosquito screens are not part of the contract. We have to pay for those separately. One other thing which I wasn't aware of, and I don't think many people are: to ties, showers are things that squirt water onto you when you want to wash. They do not include the electric heaters. So when we contracted with the builder, we have 3 showers, but they are not heated, not the conventional shower that we would use in the West. So we've had to buy those as well. That's been an additional cost to us. That ties don't use these heaters was evidenced this morning when I showered. My uncle, and there he is, had showered before me, and when I turned the shower on, he had turned the heating down to 0, and they all shower in cold water. So that's what they do, and not for me to criticise. I like my hot shower that I had after. So there we are. The crowd are moving around now. Shortly they'll be walking around the house. I recognise most of the people here, but there are a couple of people I've not a clue who they are. My wife has started her efforts at getting the best garden in the village, which I'm sure we will. If it's anything like the garden we had in the UK, it will be a bit special. We went to the capital of the province, Konkan, a couple of days ago to actually have my visa stamped in my passport. I should have gone earlier, but I didn't. And there's one street not far from the immigration or bus station number 3, which is very wide, about 4 or 5 lanes wide. How you got? Soldier. Army, yeah, I know. I've just been introduced to a soldier. No, I can't. How can I film when I go in the front? I go in the back. And here they go. Here they go, carrying bits and bobs as laid down by centuries. I thought they went anti-clockwise, but that's possibly for funerals. I can remember I helped carry a monk in Pattaya who had died, and I impressed the locals because I was dressed in black and white as well. They all said what a wonderful man I was that I'd helped carry this monk. Very few people have said I'm a wonderful man ever since. Our cousin Bon is here today. He's the guy who was injured in a motorcycle accident. He's making progress, thank God. And he made the effort. He was here for 6 hours yesterday. He's got the right attitude, and I think he will certainly get better. So they're just about to complete their first circuit. That is not a Vietnamese hat the man is wearing. It is a Thai hat. They carry bedding around the house. And although he's not a monk, he does a blessing. Immediately behind him is Bak, superb worker, hard-working boy. He was in the army. And when he's not working, he's fishing. And he's very good because he catches lots and lots of fish. He's almost as good as I was. So they started their second circuit. I'll go nearer the house. Back to our uncle who made the roof and foundations for our Thai kitchen building. He's a man who can do just about anything. No formal education, no training in any crafts. He can just do things. All I can do is pen, paper, computers, write, read, things like that. No practical skills at all. Not to be confused with laziness. It's all down to my father, who could see I was pretty useless at everything. And his favourite expression to me was, "Oh, for God's sake, I'll do it myself." So here they go. They start in the second circuit. As you can see, we still need considerable amount.
พุทธบูชามหาเตชะวันโตธรรมบูชามหาปัญโยสังฆบูชามหาโภควโหติโนกนาถังรัตนะไตยังพุทธสัพพุเทมิสาธุสาธุสาธุอยากนำค่อยกินไปพุ่นค่อยกินเอาผู้เดียวกันใครเจ้าของบ้านเอาเจ้าของบ้านเนี่ยยังมีกันอยู่เขามีอันนี้ลูกเจ้าของเป็นเจ้าของอันนี้เนี่ยคนที่ได้ละเขาไปเจ้าของเอ้าคนละผู้เดียวละเข้าไปย่างคนก็จะว่านั่งไม่ยับว่าเงินยันมาห้องยับกันสองเงินแสนยันมาเขายับกันสามตอนมาเขายันมาห้องยับกันที่ถ้าสีถ้าขาวยับกันหาเจ็บป่วยใส่เงินนี่โบนี่ยับกันหกไอ้เส้นเศษทิ้งไปยับจะพูดพูดห้ายับกันแปดให้เป็นพญาหัวหน้ามูก่อนโยกก่อน My wife still told me to stop too soon, but I was able to get a bit more of it in. Nothing quite like it in the UK. And now they eat. And now I will stop. สัมมาสัมพุทธยามะอิมาสหาเยสังฆังสัมพุทธยามะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิก็ที่หน้าเอาแล้วเนาะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะสัพเพกาเมจลุเปกิริสิทรัตเตจันตริเควิมาเนติเปรเทตนาเมอนุมันตนาเนเตอาวัตถุติเตเตภูมาติยังภูเทวาสระทะเลวิสเมตตะนาภนาคาติขันตาสันติเตยังมีลวัจนังสาตโมเมตุนันโตธรรมะตวนกโลยังพัตตาธรรมะตวนกโลปัปยังวัตันตาธรรมะตวนกโลปัปยังวัตันตาสาธุสาธุเทพเจ้าเราเทวดาองค์ใหม่อย่างใหญ่ปูญาตายายปูเทพนาเทพพระผู้เจ้าทีเนี่ยครับนั่งก็เลยนี่ที่ผู้บาลเป้าประกาศเรื่องจากว่านั่งต่อยและแมงหนูพอกำลังเป็นสร้างบ้านสร้างเฮียนเป็นจีเป็นเสียทีศิลปะลูกผ้าหลานผ้าพอผ้าแม่ของมันอยู่กับผ้าอาศัยบ้านนี้หลังนี้ผู้อาจจะได้เป้าประกาศในเทพเจ้าเราเทวดาผู้ญาตายายผู้เทพนาเทพครับนั่งก็เลยนี่มานิยมสมควรแต่ก็ลูกกับหลานผู้ที่เขามาอยู่ในบ้านนี้หลังนี้มีแต่ความสุขพ้นเลยเจริญปราศจากไปพิจารณาโหพิจารณาพิจารณาพิปอกพิจารณาพิจารณาพิจารณาจนไปบอกคัดเกิดพุทธศูนย์ทั้งหมดศูนย์สังพุทธศูนย์มีพระนั่งวิวโอสุนังคาเตสีจัตุโมโลกาเสสีได้มีทิฏฐิพุทธจิตทิฏฐิตต้องมองสิทิฏฐิตต้องมองพุทธิให้จิตทั้งยาวให้จิตทั้งแน่นให้จิตทั้งสองให้หมอกให้จิตทั้งสองให้แก่ให้จิตทั้งเป็นปฏิที่ให้จิตทั้งนี้ก็แน่มากนี่นะว่าจะทำมาจอยเสียที่ว่ายังไงหรืออะไรผมก็เชื่อถึงต้องเป็นว่าอย่างไรที่ทำอะไรเราไปที่มันไปออกการเกิดพวกเพื่อนคุณทั้งห้องสูงต่างตัวสูงในการนั่งอยู่ห้องสูงอาการเตะสีอาจจะโลกาเตะสีได้ที่ที่บริจิตที่ที่ตามก็เกิดเราที่นี่สองไอ้หมอกที่สองไอ้แก้วที่ต้องการมันจะที่เกิดสังสีวายามาในเมืองเรือและแหลมโอกาสที่สำคัญนั่นก็ตรงนั้นเกิดเกิดตรงนั้นเกิดเกิดยอดคนนี้ราคามันที่เยอะนี่ที่ก็ยังงั้นเรื่องมาเทียบถึงคนแต่ละที่มาถึงมันทั้งหลายเราอยู่มาถึงไปกะลีมาถึงไปที่จะถึงที่จะนี่บอกที่ให้ที่จะมาที่มาไปบอกกันโอกาสเสียค่านี้โอ้ย
Toy, look. Toy, look after Mikey in case he goes in there. The man has just been sprinkling water with his sticks, and our little dog Mikey is in there. And little dog Mikey, I don't think he's in need of a blessing.